You have been lied to about artificial intelligence, and the lie is costing you time, money, and control. Everyone says AI is magic. It thinks like us. It learns like us. It will replace us. None of that is true. The reality is far stranger and far more interesting. AI is not a brain. It is a pattern-matching machine. It has no understanding, no consciousness, no intention. It just calculates probabilities. That difference matters more than you think. When you ask ChatGPT a question, it isn't thinking. It's guessing the next word, over and over, statistically. It has read billions of sentences, so it knows what word usually follows what. That's it. No reasoning. No memory of what it just said. Just math. Massive, beautiful, dumb math. But that's not the whole story. Here is the part they don't tell you in the hype videos. AI is incredibly fragile. Change one pixel in an image, and a vision model sees a school bus as an ostrich. Add a whisper to a voice command, and it hears, "Buy my stock," instead of "set an alarm." These are called adversarial attacks, and they're shockingly easy to pull off. Why does that matter? Because AI runs your spam filter, your credit score, your job interview screening, your loan application, your medical diagnosis suggestion. If a tiny invisible glitch can flip the output, then trust becomes a gamble, and companies are betting your life on it. They just don't tell you the odds. There is a famous example. In 2015, a computer vision system mistook a turtle for a rifle, just because it had a slightly different pattern on its shell. The researchers who found this called it a fragile model. That was 9 years ago. The problem has not been solved, it has been hidden. Big tech doesn't want you to know this. They sell AI as self-driving and sentient. They call it intelligence because statistical word predictor doesn't sell. But the difference is not just semantic. It is the difference between a calculator and a mathematician. One follows rules, the other understands them. AI is the calculator. Here is the twist. That calculator is powerful enough to change everything. Not because it's smart, but because it's fast and cheap. A model trained to spot tumors doesn't need to understand cancer. It just needs to see patterns in millions of scans, and it can do that in seconds. That is real value, but it comes with real limits. The biggest limit? Data. AI needs mountains of it, and that data has to be labeled by humans, millions of hours of click work. For every self-driving mile, someone logged a pedestrian at 10 meters. For every chatbot reply, someone rated helpful or not. The human labor behind AI is massive and poorly paid. Companies don't like talking about this. It breaks the magic. The truth is, AI is not a miracle. It is a supply chain, an expensive one. Training one GPT-4 cost around $100 million in compute. That's not innovation. That is capital deployment, and it means only a handful of companies can play. That creates a monopoly risk. And here is the irony. The people most worried about AI taking their jobs are the ones whose work is most easily automated. Not artists, not doctors, but middle managers who write reports, data entry clerks, customer service reps, the ones who do pattern matching in a cubicle. AI isn't coming for the creatives. It's coming for the bureaucrats. But even that prediction is not certain. Because AI also fails in ways that are hard to predict. It can hallucinate, make up facts that sound confident. A lawyer used ChatGPT to write a brief. It invented 6 fake court cases. The lawyer got sanctioned. The judge was not amused. That is not intelligence. That is a confabulating machine. So why do companies keep pushing it? Because it works well enough, not perfectly, but well enough to cut costs by 30% in some customer service centers. And Wall Street loves cost cutting, so the pressure to deploy AI is immense, even if it's broken, even if it hallucinates, even if it breaks. The alternative is getting left behind. There is a story about a bank that used an AI to screen loan applications. It learned to reject people from certain zip codes, not because of race, but because those zip codes had higher default rates. The model was fair statistically, but it was discriminatory in effect. The bank had to scrap it. Bias is baked into the data. And bias is just one problem. There's also the black box problem. Many AI models are so complex that no human can explain exactly why they made a decision, not even the engineers who built them. So when a model flags your credit card as fraudulent or denies you a mortgage, the bank can't tell you why. They just say, the algorithm said no. Regulators are starting to notice. The EU passed the AI Act in 2024. It requires explainability for high-risk systems, but enforcement is slow, and companies are lobbying hard to water it down. The battle over AI is not about robots taking over. It's about who gets to control the black box and who gets to blame it when things go wrong. Meanwhile, the hype cycle continues. Every week, a new breakthrough. Every month, a new existential risk. Both sides are exaggerating. The optimists want investment. The pessimists want regulation. Both profit from fear or greed. But the actual technology is moving slower than anyone admits. Most AI models are just bigger versions of old ideas. Take the concept of transformers. That's the T in GPT. It was invented in 2017. Every major AI advance since has been a variation of that same idea. Bigger dataset, more compute, better optimization. But no fundamental leap. AI is not evolving. It's scaling. And there are limits to how far scaling can take you. Some say we're already hitting them. Those limits are real. Training a single frontier model now requires enough electricity to power a small town. The cost is doubling every 9 months. At some point, the economics break. Not because AI is impossible, but because it's too expensive to improve. That is the hidden truth. AI might plateau before it reaches true intelligence. So what does that mean for you? Stop worrying about the robot apocalypse. Start paying attention to who owns the infrastructure, who controls the data, who writes the rules. The real story of AI is not about machines becoming smarter. It's about power becoming more concentrated and decisions becoming less transparent. That is the truth nobody explains. You don't need to fear AI, but you do need to understand it, because it's already shaping your life. Every loan, every job application, every recommendation. The tech is here, the hype is loud, but the truth is quieter, and it matters. If you want to stay ahead, keep asking questions. Hit subscribe for more grounded, honest tech analysis, and click the video on screen next. It's the one thing most people get wrong about AI safety.